On July 12th and 13th, a swarm of tornadoes invaded Illinois and Wisconsin. Some of these tornadoes would torment Chicago and its surrounding suburbs, while another surprise twister would dance on the edge of Janesville, Wisconsin. This is the story of the July 12th through 13th Wisconsin-Illinois tornadoes. The morning of July 12th initially didn't look like a major tornado day. A slight risk with a 5% tornado probability was issued, and morning convection was taking its sweet time moving through Illinois. However, a mesoscale convective vortex, also known as an MCV, was left behind from this morning round of storms. This MCV acted like a surface low, as it drew in a stream of dry air which sped up clearing behind the morning round of storms, aiding in the rapid recovery of the day's unstable air mass. It was becoming clear a very potent environment was building over Illinois, so I made the 2-hour plunge south towards the target area of Rochelle, where I met up with a few other chasers.
Jimmy,
also,
nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, you too. I also
Ready for some chasing?
Diego's hard at work.
Got
Figuring
that.
out our environment.
Absolutely. I learned from my professor at College of DuPage, whenever you can do hand analysis, do it. It's way better than doing it over the over using like off the WPC. Just grab a meso-analysis page and do it yourself with whatever knowledge you have in meteorology. Trust me, it will work out, pay big dividends in the field.
As the atmosphere continued to rapidly destabilize, the Storm Prediction Center upgraded the tornado probability from a 5% to a 10% with an outline risk of significant tornadoes.
Enhanced risk for us. Holy
Let me see. Oh,
Yep.
It's happening.
It's happening. Holy
I think it's safe to say things are going to happen today.
At 3:50, a tornado watch was issued, and over the next hour, thunderstorms started slowly developing just to our north. With the target area sticking out like a sore thumb, we made our way north towards this developing supercell.
We can kind of see our base just above the corn. Really hard to see because the storm bases are really low today, but it's getting there, and we have a couple cells merging in with this one, so this should really give it an extra kick when it comes time. There we go, now we can see it. Really low storm base.
There's our cell over there. That's our baby. We're probably gonna have to move up the road here shortly.
Let's find a clear area to pull over. Well, there's our cell.
This storm was organizing slowly, but a number of small cells merging in continued to give it an extra boost.
Time to move up the road a little bit. Get some distance.
Approaching the town of Lily Lake, it looked like the storm was getting ready to drop a tornado.
I think it's getting ready. We have a lowering. And it's gonna stay to the north. It's gonna pass to our north. Well, this is about to run us over, so we're gonna have to go.
Just to my north, other chasers were reporting a strong tornado was in progress, and moving towards the Chicago suburb of Elgin.
Come on, please give us a good clearing up here. There's a tornado on the ground and I can't see it.
However, my view was blocked by hills and trees. The only way I was going to get a view of this tornado was to battle through rush hour traffic and catch it as it crossed the highway.
I still don't see it. I can see the cutout where it would be. I don't see the tornado.
Just ahead, a large EF1 tornado was tormenting neighborhoods in South Elgin.
Or that's it. That way. Okay, well, we're going to be coming up on where it crossed. Okay, I can see where it would be. It's going to be off to our right. Off to our right.
After this tornado dissipated, an EF0 would quickly take its place.
There was one. It's hidden deep in that rain.
But the storm's track through this densely populated region meant there was no way I was going to be able to catch up with it. July 12th would see a total of 13 tornadoes reported through northern Illinois. Luckily, all of these tornadoes were on the weak side, being rated EF0 or EF1, and amazingly, there was only one reported injury. However, the Midwest wasn't free from its slew of tornadoes quite yet. Just like the previous day, July 13th didn't have the look of a prominent tornado day. There was a marginal risk in the western half of Wisconsin, but it didn't include a tornado probability. However, thunderstorms moving out of this marginal risk area would be entering a region of increased low-level instability and surface vorticity, which supported the possibility of supercells between 6 and 7 p.m. By 1 p.m., a small cluster of thunderstorms had developed in western Wisconsin, and they were moving southeast towards this primed environment. Over the next few hours, these storms slowly matured into supercells.
There's our supercell.
I arrived at the storm just as it started to recycle, and as more time passed, it kept looking more aggressive.
Storm is looking a lot more aggressive than it was. Maybe it'll get its act together here in the next few minutes, but it's slowed way down. Oh, it might be turning right again. The storm is looking mean, just needs time. Alright, let's get up there. Let's get out of the way of this thing. Let's get out of here before this thing spins up on us. We got a mean wall cloud up the road here. Right here, eh? Definitely have a rotating wall cloud on this thing. Nothing hanging below there that I can see. We're gonna have to move soon. Yeah, we're gonna have to move down the road, but nothing in there that I can see, but it's definitely rotating. Alright, it's time to get going. Really big wall cloud on this thing. We'll see if it can do it, but I don't know. Not terribly convinced at the moment. We're getting into Janesville. I don't want to follow this thing into town. The very last thing I want to do is follow another supercell through a major population center. Not the place you want to be with a supercell coming in, but it is what it is. Look at that. We might be getting ready to do it right there.
As this storm passed through Janesville, a large rotating wall cloud was apparent.
Yep, there's our wall cloud there. Looks like that's coming right this way. We have a rotating area coming this way. We're gonna have to move.
But it was quickly blown apart by strong outflow. Seeing as more rain was starting to fill in the region where the base once was, I thought this storm was on its way out. So, I turned around for a new cell developing to the west. On my way to this new storm, I called my friend Jordan, who was just a few miles to my south.
Look at the cinnamon bun effect.
And the first thing I saw was a funnel cloud right next to him. I stopped at the first available clearing. However, I was 10 miles away and convinced that the tornado wasn't going to be visible from my perspective. But Mother Nature said otherwise.
Yep, that looks like a funnel. May have a. Oh my gosh, we have a sideways tornado. Sideways tornado. Holy crap, we have a tornado. It's a pretty substantial tornado, too. We'll get out and get some video of this thing.
This snaky tornado was only on the ground for 1 minute and was rated EF0. But the twisting funnel cloud was present on the outskirts of Janesville for almost 5 minutes, before quickly vanishing.
I think that's our cue to call it a day. Definitely exciting. At first I was like, this storm, I don't know if it's gonna do it. Then all of a sudden, sure enough, we get a call from my friend Jordan. He says, tornado, and he pans the camera and there's a tornado right next to him. I'm like, okay. Quickly found a farm field, pulled off, and sure enough, got a nice sideways tornado grazing through the farm country, which can't ask for anything better than that. A nice photogenic tornado in the middle of nowhere. But we're gonna pack it up. We might have more storm chances later on in the week, so we'll see what's going down.